Right, welcome. We're going to have a look at racecraft in general. I don't profess to be an expert, but there's things I get wrong. We're going to look at the various Driversroom racings, overtaking, awareness, and various other things as a group we can all look to improve upon. This is not an attack on any in particular individual. So don't take anything personally if you appear in one of these. We're not looking at individuals, we're just looking at the situations. So a quick look at overtaking under braking. Well, as we see one go on in the background, this is from Interlagos, Tier 2 Driversroom Endurance Championship race, and it's an overtake on the heavy braking zone, turn 3, as we look at here. So we go through it. You can see the BMW gets it all on and takes out a guy. Well, he was in 5th, he takes out 3rd position. So we'll have a look a bit more in depth on board. I'll just scroll through. So let's look. So he's got a bit of a run here, but he's losing ground a little bit. In fact, the car ahead is pulling away, and he looks like he's shaping up for a move here because he's pulling to the inside. I mean, he's far too way back. He's over a car's length back, so he's 2 or 3 tenths back. He's not going to outbrake him from that distance. I mean, the cars have got similar braking for a start. So as we scroll down, we'll try and look for his braking points. And see where he brakes. This is probably where I'd expect him to brake, probably around the 100 board. But still no. Keep going. So he's still doing 155 miles an hour. He's doing 30 miles an hour faster. And the car is going to overtake, and of course the car on the outside is pretty much full braking. As he started his braking at around the 100 metre board. It's an average. Will be where you expect a GT3 car to brake coming into a corner from full speedish. So we found his braking zone, and we can see by the arrows there the distance. So he broke probably 40 metres too late. He's now got an overspeed, as we looked early on, of around 30 miles an hour. I mean, he may have just broke late, I don't really know, but the way this shaped up at the beginning of the thing, he was looking to pull out and the move. It's way too far back to make this go. You've got to. This is where we should have been at the 100 metres board at least, or maybe a little further back, but it should have been. We'll see in a minute. A proper move done as we look again, and this is the finish. So the Tenza driver has been taken out there. It's tier 2, which is lucky, not tier 1, so that would have been a lot of damage. And nothing's been achieved. So now we'll look again at a different move. This is Mercedes, the same BMW, come down to the same corner. Now you can see there, they both broke at the 100 metre board, and the Mercedes got through. Here's the difference being, Mercedes at this point was least level, which is probably the furthest back of the back end of the BMW, so it's a lot closer. It moves out pretty early, he brakes at the same time. There's plenty of space there, there's good awareness on it. There's no real overspeed, you can see it, he's just caught up, not shot past. And that's about the distance, probably, because of physics, and the car on the outside has got to go somewhere as well. He's got to meet the apex. We go for slowly, let's see if he meets the apex. The outside car gives him the room, as he should do. He's given him the car's whip, so that's very good awareness by the BMW driver. And he met the apex. See where he broke. He broke pretty much where we'd expect, which is around the 100-metre board. Maybe a little bit further wide. He's got on it, good braking. I think he's on slightly less worn tyres as well. And we'll have one last look at it. Lots of room left. Gets on the finish. Move over and done with, and off the both race. Now we're going to look at build up to another thing. This is the same race, it's later on, and we're coming into the next turn, and we're looking at what really is probably a push to pass rather than so much under braking. This is area where, just to highlight something, you can't go over off track to overtake somebody. It's not within the rules. There we go. So this is the build up to the attempted overtake. There's a lot of buffeting with the cars, and it's pushed the car on the inside. Now it looks quite innocuous from that view, but we go deeper down into it, which we will do in a second, because there's a bit of a knock in here, and that's a lot of that's caused by that. So we're coming into the corner. So he's very tight. So he needs to make the corner, considering there's one car, possibly two cars on the outside of him when he comes to the corner. He must be going slower to make that corner. Otherwise, well, this will be the right angle. So entry speed. So 71 miles an hour. He's going 5 miles an hour faster than the car to out, and 13 miles an hour faster to the Mercedes on the outside. So he's gone in, and he's nearly off track. So see how the hit there. We're going to take a different look in a second. But he's pushed him wide, and he's not only pushed him wide into that, he's pushed him wide into that track. So he's forced him off the apex, and that's what a push to pass is. You cannot force somebody off the apex. We look here, and so you've got to check this view out. You see he's now got the apex himself, but the Tenza is now pointing away from the apex, and we'll see from a different view in a minute he wasn't going to be. He was. So remember that view. If we look again, this is just before he's going to meet the apex. In fact, he's following the exact line of the GTR in front, and is well clear of touching the Mercedes out finish, and he's on the line to meet the apex. At the moment, the Mercedes is on line to be off track, and he can't finish. So to stay on track, he has to create room. He has to create room by pushing another car. Now, if we push forward, you see he's now changed direction. If we look at that again, he's pushed the Tenza off the racetrack into the Mercedes. So he's now pushed two cars off. He's never going to make the corner himself. He's going too fast in. Look how far off is the correct line for the GTR, and the BMW are taking behind. So he was going too fast. He's been slowed down as well for the fact that he's hit a car. Nothing is. And as we move the situation forward going through this, I was stopped pretty early. Maybe let's have a look from the back. Oh no, we've gone on to a different industry as it was the Mercedes going. So now we're looking at something slightly different. This is another instance. This is from Tier 1 race for the Driversroom Endurance Championship. So the Mercedes in the front looks like it's going for a move on the Jaguar. The Lamborghini's come out. The Lamborghini's just come out of the pits. It's on first pits tyres. So he's got a finish and he's coming into the corner, and that's not nowhere near a dive bomb, nor is he pushing to pass. But the mistake he's got here is because he took the corner very well, he's got the apex spot on there as you would expect. Now the driver is in there, but it's his angle. The Mercedes has to leave room for the Jaguar, and we're going to look here for when the Lamborghini gets on the power, because this is key to why this incident happened. So he's not straight. Now look at the angle of the Mercedes. If you look, he's still curving in, and it's just starting to power. The Jaguar is not on the power at all because he has awareness that the Mercedes in front of him. And there we go. As he gets closer, the inevitable is going to happen in a second. Because he's on the power, but he can't turn anything. He's got more speed, he's got more things, he's got a touch, and he's going to hit the Mercedes. Mercedes had to left room. Okay, he could have probably left more room. But this is a bit of impatience on the Lamborghini's finish. He's on fresh tyres. He also know he's a quicker driver. He probably could have waited to get a better exit out the corner, not the next corner, but the corner after, on the what is the start finish straight, even though it's got a big bend in it, and try to do him coming around that straight. So this is impatience. You can see the angle there. He's on the power area. He should have waited for the power to on the power after the Mercedes has cleared the front of his car, so he could get it slotting behind him. So a little bit of impatience there. Probably could have done better. So we'll move on to Tokyo. Two Mercedes here, going into the dock section on Tokyo South. So a nice clean overtake there, as you can see. We'll take another look at this from on board, from the rear Mercedes, as he gets it nice and close. By the time it's at the braking is level, so he's got the corner. He's got awareness by the outer Mercedes to leave room. Another incident, the 4GT now is on the inside. He's got up finish level. He's got the inside. He broke on time and made the apex. He's got through the corner. One more look from on board from this. This is a great move for his first position in the race. Uses the slipstream, gets alongside. And through he goes. Now we're looking again, it's the same three cars, and they're coming in, and the car that was in third position goes to first. But now this is really the argument. You may say, well, the car didn't come off, it isn't a dive bomb, but technically it is, because the dive bomb is determined to is an incident where you brake from too far back, you miss the apex, and you hit the car. So this is finished. He's not in control of the car is squirming under braking. He's pushed the GT off the apex. Both the other cars are full braking there. He's just starting, he's in the slipstream as well. Look how far back he is from the first car. He's never getting finished. Even the move may be on against the Lamborghini, but which is probably fair, so it's to the Lamborghini, but he's not in control of the car to make this move work. And I put it to his finish. The car is screaming, you could see on the finish, so it says it's full braking. The ABS is having a fit. Ford GT driver is not going to expect this. As we look, he turns in here as we go frame by frame. The apex is further on, it should be finished, so it may look like he hasn't hit the apex. at the angle he's going. He's taking a lot of speed here. He's heading deeper into the corner. And the reason why I would say this would be using the turn diagram, and it is a bad move, is because one, he's hit another car. He wouldn't have made the corner if he hadn't hit another car. So as we look at the angle he is now, and look at the angle of the Ford. He was kind of spotting and given room, but they've now come. So he's been straightened up in the Peugeot, and the Ford is being forced along the line of what the Peugeot, well, the Peugeot would have took a worse line than that. So without that hit, he wouldn't have made the corner. So the terminology and how you look at what a dive on, it came from too far back, yes, and use it. So we're going to another incident now. This is V8, and again this is just to prove it. V8 got it done past the corner. Now if you look, the BMW is going to meet the corner, meets the apex. I'm going to say this kind of touches the back, but that's not too bad. Space has been left. You know what I mean? There's no real bad contact, and he's through. So that's a very good overtake. Thereby you can see room. There's pretty much room there. And now we move on to from GR2 from the same track, the same week. So here's an example of somebody completely missing his braking zone. I don't know what's going on here. He's made the wrong decision there, and it's his teammate he's hit. So you can't really say two things. I think this is a purely missing his braking zone. A bit over the side. This one, I don't. It's bit of a doozy. I mean, full on his brakes, missed his braking zone by 50 inches and more aware. So alright, now we're going to look at something different. When is it time to cut your losses? When are you starting to lose time from the racing? This is an example. Two people fighting through the tunnel. There's no point. This is pretty much one line. And if you look at the distance there, the GTR's camera on, it's caught up on those two fighting, and it's past them by the end of the straight. You see, we look at the fighting here. It's 8 minutes into the race. We're losing a lot of time here. The GTR on board should have pulled in behind him. There's a really good overtaking opportunity here as we come up. So the thing is, the one behind has gained over 1.5 seconds in 2 places, and it's 8 minutes into a 30-minute race. So that's the thing. So similar thing here. We look, fast corner, single line, coming to a high-speed one-line corner. Why is he not through? He's gone into the wall. 2 becomes 1. Lost ground. Coming out the corner. 12. We look at it again. Okay, he's took the corner thing. He's on the purple lap here. He should have eased off there and just followed through. There's no point going for that move. He ain't going to get anywhere. 12 minutes into a 30-minute race. What's the point? And now, of course, we're going on to so, like I said, it's not personal attack on any of the drivers involved. We'll look at many other different things. We'll look at some awareness as well. We'll look at some instances where I probably got it wrong at some point, and we'll look to see if we can learn from our mistakes and try and think ahead.